Sheldon also says, curious, with this bloodline, can we officially call The Rock the new master manipulator of WWE? Because I believe he's the one pulling all the strings within this version of the bloodline. Robin, you were the first person that like tossed that idea at me. And the second you said it, I'm like, yes, that is perfect. I feel like that is the end game that we want to see, with The Rock being the one behind Solo Sikoa's bloodline. Now, unfortunately, the last couple of weeks, we've sort of been talking about how the bloodline hasn't really been all that. And we even saw CM Punk kind of bury the bloodline today. But with the way that the show ended today with Jacob Fatu's presence and how strong that debut was, how are you feeling now about the version of the bloodline that we're seeing and The Rock still possibly being the master manipulator behind it?
Well, CM Punk just said what we were all feeling, right? I mean, he just told the truth. But I think it works, Denise, and I've always thought it was going to work when it came to the conclusion. It was just the week-by-week episodic version of it with Solo Sikoa, who looks stronger, I think, the last couple of weeks, especially now that you got him involved with Cody, right? When he comes out and mockingly celebrates after Cody beat AJ Styles, you're like, okay, they're really ready to do something with this, right? And then they throw him into the main event, and you knew shenanigans were going to take place once that main event was announced. But I cannot stop thinking about a poster, right? Like a poster that has The Rock's face next to Solo Sikoa's face, next to Tama Tonga's face, next to Jacob Fatu's face. And on the other side of the poster, you've got Roman Reigns' face next to Jey Uso's face, next to Jimmy Uso's face, next to Sami Zayn's face.
I love that visual, Robin. I'm seeing it all. I don't know why, but I see it in gold too. I see it in gold. We're all getting the visual right now.
In green for the money it'll make. But
that's probably what Triple H and WWE see in money.
if they're all alive backstage after what happened Monday.
That's true.
I think once we started picking up the pace a little bit, it makes it much more interesting. And obviously Jacob Fatu comes in and chef's kiss, right? Like brilliant booking of making him look as strong as he did, kicking everybody's ass, whether it's Randy Orton, whether it's Kevin Owens. And then when Cody put him over the top, I was like, no, don't ruin it, right? Cody can't get the best of him, but he didn't. He pulls him out, hits him with the modified rock bottom on the apron, and then puts him on the table. And that splash, that was a good splash.
The camera angle to that, Robin, it looks so far. You're thinking, is he actually going to make it? Like, is he actually going to hit it? And dude, not only did he hit it precisely in terms of distance, but the impact, it felt like thousands of tons of pounds just landed on Cody Rhodes, and that sort of drove the impact like so much harder. But let's just get right into it. We'll start off with Jacob Fatu and talk about basically what happened here. So it looked like at the end of the main event that Solo Sikoa was basically going to be cornered and taken out by all of the baby faces. And then all of a sudden, first of all, Robin, I was thinking, there's no way Solo Sikoa is about to be like chickened out and taken out here, because they can't afford to take this loss anymore. Like, they can't afford to take this L. They can't afford to look bad anymore. And then all of a sudden, as I'm thinking that, this smile creeps up on his face, and I'm thinking, oh, that was the second when I thought, okay, he's got something up his sleeve. What is the thing that can be up his sleeve? And within split second, I'm thinking it's got to be Jacob Fatu, because that is only sort of the card that is left to play. Not left to play, but the one that we've been waiting for them to play, right? We've been waiting for them to play this card, and that is the Jacob Fatu card. And so then the second Jacob Fatu comes out and cleans house, takes out all of these men. That spear to Randy Orton through the barricade. I mean, how the hell he snapped the man in half, Robin?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to me, the timing. Like, I don't know if it was it Clash of the Castle? They were like, right after that, we're going to put all the cards on the table, because they had been holding them close to the vest. And all of a sudden, it's Wyatt Six. All of a sudden, it's CM Punk. All of a sudden, it's Jacob Fatu. And all this is hitting us bang, 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 bang. And I saw the news about, did you see the trademark thing about Caesar Sikoa? The name.
I saw that.
And I'm liking it. I'm digging it.
Oh, I didn't like the name Caesar Sikoa. Or,
I like
Caesar
it
Sikoa, right?
Replace his name.
Say that again?
Change Solo's name to Caesar Sikoa.
You think?
Yeah, not with the way his hair is blonde and everything, and
I can't do any name changes, like, because then it just takes forever for me to get used to it.
And the leadership role he's taking on, I don't know, but regardless, I feel like Solo he felt stronger in this because he's going up against Cody now, because he does have other people coming through, and because like all due respect to Tama Tonga and all the Tongas, all respect to them, they don't feel as fearsome as Fatu does. Like
they did for a second, and it was only in their debut, and then it quickly faded away, and they weren't able to gain it back. But it does not hit the same way that Jacob Fatu does.
Yeah, and we've seen the Jacob Fatu. You had your interview with him. I've seen the highlights of him. He has a skill level and a talent level that you just can't replicate. Hey, he looks like he's in really good shape too. He's
very agile for his size. Like if you just see him, you assume that you know what you're going to get, and then you see him wrestle, and you're like, that man can do that.
I mean, look at that splash, right? Like
exactly
where he came from on that play, on that off the top rope, and the camera angles deserve a shout out too. They've been killing it with the thing they did with Braun Breaker around the ring with the spear. Obviously, Logan Paul with the drone shot. That we go back to that. These long hallway shots, the Drew McIntyre CM Punk shot tonight, down to that splash shot from Jacob Fatu. Whoever it was that they hired to do all that is earning their money.
Yeah, so I don't even know. I feel like this is definitely the thing that the Bloodline needed, and I know a lot of people were anticipating. I feel like I've been anticipating this now for the longest time. And so now that it's actually happened, it really does feel like there is this new, it feels like the Bloodline took Blue Chew. I know Blue Chew's, we're not playing a Blue Chew read today, but damn, it feels like the Bloodline took Blue Chew, because that is how it feels coming off of tonight. Now, I do want to go ahead and cheap plug. I do have that interview with Jacob Fatu up here on the channel. I think I did that at the top of this year, so it's only a couple months that I did it ago.
It was WrestleMania that I remembered,
because that's when I shared the clip, right?
Because I remember I was walking into the arena and I saw you tweet about it, but that's the kind of thing that probably just gains views for you over time, because more and more people curiosity search him.
So when I first posted that interview, it took a while, but it got to like 4,000 views. And then all of a sudden, there's this conversation surrounding whether or not Jacob Fatu is going to go to WWE. And all of a sudden, there's the conversation of, hey, he is going to WWE. And the second people found out that he was going to WWE and that he was part of the Bloodline and all of this, that interview skyrocketed to 66,000 views on YouTube, which is a lot, from 4,000 to 66K, and just like that. So right away, I was like, I got to promote this, because that's the thing. In this interview, you will see, honest to God, no bullshit. You watch this interview, you will see his personality. It is mega big time, and it's just a very likable, down-to-earth person. And the part that always trips me out, I mention this every single time, he nearly knocked my socks off, Robin, when the man said he has 7 children. We're the same age. Me and Jacob Fatu are the same age. This man has 7 children.
Hence the call back to Blue Chew. I mean, look, after you watch this show, watch Denise's interview with Jacob Fatu, and then go offer to watch Jacob Fatu's kids. Maybe you can make a few bucks, considering all that, the Samoan bloodline. I mean, you got to keep the wrestling talent pool populated, Denise. What else is he supposed to do?
Dude, the bloodline's taken care of for like the next 50 years. Already, just with his offspring, they're already ready, because Roman's got his kids too. I forgot how many kids he has, but there's a bunch of kids. They're all coming down the pipeline, so it is definitely something that I'm excited for. So now, I don't even know where to go with this, because again, Jacob Fatu is going to switch things up suddenly. Do you think there's a situation, by the way, where Jacob Fatu sort of ends up taking over Solo Sikoa's role, where he not takes over, but he sort of steals a little bit of that spotlight? Because after this performance, we just saw a couple minutes, and I feel like he's already outshined all 3 members of this new version of the Bloodline.
I think there's a way to keep them both, because you can't bring Solo down after the way you've spent this time on him and invested everything you've invested on him post WrestleMania. Obviously, You know, you got him against Cody. You got him showing up, standing there, mock applauding, as I referenced Cody, squaring off against Cody. And he's been the leader. He's been the tribal chief. What I think Fatu can be is the exciting, you know, action person in the bloodline. The other two are now henchmen, right? Like the Tongas are henchmen. Fatu is the heavy. He's the bully. And Sikoa is the leader.